The film, A League of Their Own, was produced in 1992, starring among others Gina Davis, Tom Hanks and the singer Madonna. The storyline follows the establishment of the All-Women's Baseball League in America during World War II, when the majority of male players were off fighting. Tom Hanks plays the mythical character Jimmy Duggan, who manages the Rockford Peaches. The only problem is that he's a drunk. He's portrayed as one of the never fulfilled his great potential men of US baseball, having sustained a crippling knee injury after having fallen down a flight of stairs in an intoxicated stupor. To begin with, he's impatient and brutal with members of his all-female team. On one occasion, he drives one of them into a flood of tears amidst one of his rants. "What are you crying for?" "There's no crying in baseball," he bellows. "Baseball's not meant to be easy." Ultimately, of course, he's won over by their proven dedication, resolve and hard work, becoming their protective, compassionate and avuncular champion. Baseball's not meant to be easy. The same could be said about commitment to the Christian faith. And the story of the sisters Martha and Mary that we read in the Gospel according to St. Luke exemplifies this. The issue that surrounds them is one of priorities. Jesus was invited by Martha into their house, and while her sister Mary sat at Jesus' feet and listened to what he had to say, Martha busied herself into a state of deep annoyance. She received no assistance from her sister, eventually blurting out to Jesus, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me alone to serve?" As Christians, it's easy to get our priorities skewed. Even in the age of lockdown, life can be very busy and we still have responsibilities. Things still need to be done. And even if we find that it has not been a busy time, it can be all too easy to neglect time to be with Jesus. God can easily be pushed out by so many things. But the faith is not simply one option among many other vying hobbies or pastimes. It is easy to discover our discipline wavering and attentiveness to Jesus in prayer being sidelined. Like Martha, we may find ourselves being anxious and busying ourselves about so many things. As Christians, we need to prioritise time for God, and that requires personal discipline. We must prioritise time and offer what we might call our hospitality towards Jesus. Like the sisters of Bethany, each of us is called to welcome Christ into our homes, both our physical homes and the spiritual abode of our hearts and our souls. And along with Mary, we must always be willing to welcome Jesus into the secret rooms of our conscience and to sit at his feet in prayer. Christ knocks at the door of the heart of each and every one of us, wanting to come in. But how often and with what limitations do we extend the invitation? Mary understood that Jesus came to their home not to be fed physically, but to feed them spiritually. It is this which Jesus refers to as the better part. Like Martha, we need to give our worries to Jesus and spend time with him. And there are so many opportunities when we can do this. Most obviously when we receive Holy Communion or prayerfully wondering upon the sacrament, as some have done in church in recent weeks. Or when we spend time reflecting on a verse from the Bible, or reciting a well-known prayer, or reading something devotional, gazing at the cross or some other Christian image, or saying our prayers as we might be out for a walk or just sat in the garden at home. To keep the faith, we need to spend time sitting at Jesus' feet, understanding that commitment requires time, it requires attentiveness, it requires prayer, and it requires devotion. If it was easy, then everyone would do it. Finding the better part is not easy, but it is the way to true and lasting happiness. So then, keep the faith, and as you pray for me, I shall continue to surely pray for you.